So as March kind of comes to a close here, I thought we could stop and rank all 7 movies that I saw in the month of March from the worst to the best. Let's do it. Welcome back, Kernels. So it's that time again. We are near the end of this month, being March, obviously. About ready to go into April, which is looking to be a pretty good movie month, you know, all things considered. The big months this year will definitely be the summer months. Those just look incredible for movies this year, but I'm not here to talk about that today. I'm here to talk about March movies. I saw 7 of them this month, some home releases, some mostly theater releases, so we're gonna get to the bottom of which ones were my favorite, which ones weren't my favorite. So if you're kind of new here, consider checking out my other monthly rankings I've had in February. There have been some where I haven't been quite able to do them, but without further ado, let's dive into March Ranked 2025. Coming in at number 7, I have A Working Man. I actually just recently reviewed this movie, and if you've watched that review, you would know that I absolutely thought it was terrible, which is kind of surprising because the people that made The Beekeeper last year made this movie, and I quite liked The Beekeeper, but I didn't like this movie. It was not very good at all. There's not much else to say except they got one of the key things about a Jason Statham movie wrong. They couldn't even do a coherent action sequence. I mean, every shot or punch was edited into like 3 or 4 different angles, and it was like, you weren't even able to enjoy it. With that and the really weird storyline about it just became all too convoluted for my taste. So that's why it comes in at last. Coming in at number 6, I have the Plankton movie, which actually was a movie I reacted to here on the channel for you guys. This movie is kind of exactly what I expected to get out of it. It's a SpongeBob movie, and the SpongeBob movies haven't really been that great in years. It's a fine movie, and it's a movie about, you know, the villain of the series, Plankton, and Karen. It's a fine movie. It's not like great or anything. It's just like, it has its purpose. It was fine. Whatever. That's kind of the most I feel about it. Coming in at number 5, I have A.S.H, which this was actually a movie I was pretty excited to see, and I was let down a little bit. Now, the thing about this movie is that the visuals and the soundtrack and everything like that, like the technical aspects, are all really solid. But when you try to dive into the plot and the characters, it falls apart really quickly. It doesn't really get, like, there's this, they think it's a twist. It really isn't much of a twist because you've kind of already figured out what's going to happen. And I don't know, it just, the reveals and the like these characters that you were supposed to care about really just didn't have enough substance there for me to care about them. I wish I could say that I really enjoyed the movie. You know, I think I gave it like 3 stars, something along those lines, but it just didn't have enough actual plot for me or substance outside of like the really cool effects or, you know, score. So that's why it comes in 5th place for me. Coming in at number 4, I have The Electric State. Now, this was a movie I watched at home, obviously. This was a streaming movie on Netflix with the highest budget ever for a Netflix movie being somewhere in like the 300, I want to say like 350 or 320 million dollars. Now, for a streaming movie, that is a lot of money. So that's already to be considered, right? But, you know, I don't judge movies based off how much it costs to make them. I judge them how they actually are as a movie. Now, I will say this. The robots look great. They are a very cool addition to this movie. I loved seeing all the different robots and just like the way that they looked. And typically, I trust the Russo brothers here. However, this movie has a similar issue to A.S.H, where the story is not that good. Like, it's very cliche. The acting isn't bad. It's just that, like, things happen way too fast. They don't leave breathing room for anything meaningful to happen. It's just things happening, and then they're hoping that you react to those things, but you don't have really enough time to really gain any kind of like emotional attachment to any of the robots or really to any of the characters, with the exception of the guy that's with Chris Pratt, the little robot dude that can transform into different sizes and stuff. I really liked him, but he was the exception in this movie for me. Other than that, I just feel like they were so close to making like a really great like sci-fi movie, but like towards the end of the movie, they just like found an easy out. And that's the way they chose to go. And cracking our top 3 is Disney's Snow White. Yes, I know this is going to be a big controversial take for everybody. I quite enjoyed the Disney live action Snow White. Now, do I think it's perfect? No. Do I think Gal Gadot's performance was good? I do not. I understand all the controversy this movie got with Rachel Zegler and everything like that. If you've watched the movie, I quite enjoyed her performance as Snow White. I think, you know, I know she got a lot of hate and the things that she was saying. I get it. There's controversy around every movie, okay? But if you ignore that and just watch the movie as a movie, okay? I think people like to let their stuff, predicate how they're going to feel about a movie, right? Now, I went into this movie fully just neutral. I didn't know if I was gonna like it. I didn't know if I was not gonna like it. And to be fair with you, the original Snow White is fine, but it's like there's a lot of issues with it in terms of, you know, writing. Like, for example, the prince in that movie, she never even really knows the prince. You never hear him mentioned until the very end, and she's supposed to be in love with him, but yet we haven't seen anything of him. I thought they did that way better in this movie. I think they had emotional connection more with the 7 dwarves in this movie, and I just personally think it's a better movie, yes, than the original Snow White, which I gave 3 stars. I believe I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd, which I gave this one 4. A low 4-star movie for me. I really enjoyed myself. I know IMDb rated this as like the worst movie of all time, lowest rated movie of all time. I think that is such an exaggeration and just proof that, you know, if they know people are upset about a movie, regardless of if the movie itself is actually good, then it'll get a low score. So that's just my personal opinion. And my runner-up, I have NOVACAINE, the newest Jack Quaid movie where he cannot feel a single ounce of pain. So this has kind of been the one movie that I've been hearing everyone talk about recently, you know, really praising it, and I think it's great. I think it's a great movie. I don't think, like, I know a lot of people are like, yeah, this is like a really solid movie. I think it's just like, it's a really good movie, and I don't really think of it much outside of that. I think it's really solid all the way around, and that's exactly how I feel about it. I felt like I went to go see a really solid movie, and every part of it is really good. I mean, Jack Quaid's obviously the best, you know, the key aspect of this movie. I love just his little facial reactions. He has the perfect, like, dumb idiot kind of look to him. No offense, Jack Quaid, if you're watching this video. But that movie is good for the film community, and to just have a movie where it's not connected to anything and it's just a fun, havoc-filled movie. But coming in at number 1 this month for me, I have Mickey 17. I saw this movie opening night, you know, as I do every movie, and I wasn't quite what I was expecting to get out of it. I'll say that at first. Now, as the movie went on, I really dug what they were doing. I love movies that kind of take you out of the world, put you in theirs, and let you experience everything that world has to offer. I don't think this was the perfect movie at all. I think I gave it like 4 stars. But I think it was definitely worth my time. It was a fun, interesting concept that was original, and to be honest with you, I just love Robert Pattinson. I also thought Mark Ruffalo did a really good job in his role as like the tyrant dictator kind of president guy that's in this movie. And overall, I think it was just a fun sci-fi movie that has weird themes in it to kind of really get the gears rolling. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys all thought about my March monthly ranked, and of course next month I'll be doing my April monthly ranked. But let me know what movies you guys saw this month. Maybe there were some movies on here that I didn't quite see or that you didn't quite see. And let me know, you know, your ranking for this month and kind of where you would put them and everything. I will see you guys in the next video. And stay tuned this week because there'll be a lot of trailers coming out from CinemaCon. So hopefully we'll get to see some of those. Until next time, Kernels, peace.